Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, Kshetragna Vibhaga Yogam, Shloka number 13. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Gneyam Yattat Pravakshami Yasgnatva Anadimat Param Brahma Na Sattanna Saduchyate. For the 6 questions asked by Arjuna, Bhagavan already replied for the 3 of them. One is, what is Kshetram? Second is, what is Kshetragna? And third is Gnanam. While explaining the third topic, Gnanam, Bhagavan enumerated 20 points formula as like a pre-qualifications for a person to attain the self-knowledge, to abide in the self-knowledge. In that, up to 11th shloka, 18 points were enumerated. In the 12th shloka, I am just reminding because they are very important 2 points. One is Tattva Gnanartha Darshanam. Actually, in the last class, I think we took the Adhyatma Gnana Nityatvam first, but better to take this as the 19th one, because here darshanam means accepting. Darshana means knowing that the importance of this spiritual knowledge. Tattva Gnana Artha. What for this Tattva Gnanam? What for this Satsang? What for this Bhagavad Gita? What for the spiritual lifestyle? That means Darshanam means Phalam. Understanding, yes, this is only going to give me the highest benefit. So unless otherwise I know that the value of these studies, I never study properly. I never be committed to it. Therefore, here darshana means knowing the phalam of this studies knowledge. Once if you know, oh, this is the only way for me to be peaceful, happy and with security. This is the only knowledge and the studies will help me to get out of all the problems of the samsara. Now and here. Therefore, This is the only going to give me the liberation. So this conviction is very, very essential. Therefore, Bhagavan brought out that as one of the important points, the last but one. Now, once if you know, oh, this is the benefit of it, definitely I need it, I want it, then what you will do? You will work for it. So, to work for it is the 20th point, Adhyatma Gnana Nityatvam. Now you have to spend your time, energy, whatever way possible, give the priority to it. Because I know the benefit of it. How can I neglect it? How can I be careless about it? No, definitely. But I know the phalam of it, its benefits are wonderful, but I won't work. I know that nutritious food, good food if I take, I will be healthy, I will get energy. I know it. And food also is there in front of me, but I am not consuming. Then there is no use. So now I commit myself. Adhyatma Gnana Nityatva means now I will take up a systematic study, educational program of the spiritual knowledge, spiritual educational program. About this, generally we tell that from a competent living teacher for a lengthy period of time, consistently, I will involve in Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam, whatever level I am. And through this Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam, Shravanam first gives you the first-hand information. Of course, sometimes we say that Shravanam itself is enough. For whom? For a Uttama Adhikari. While listening itself, the work is done. That's it. But after that also again he listens for the sake of joy, for the sake of spending his time, reveling in it. So, Shravanam gives the knowledge, Mananam gives the conviction. Even though I know this knowledge is very important and everything, and the Shastra tells that I am the truth, I am the Brahman, I am everything, but this is at the conscious level, we are okay because we are informed. But in the unconscious mind, there is still some kind of nagging, bugging, dragging will be there. Generally, the conscious mind is told as the tip of the iceberg, but the unconscious mind is the entire other, the mountain. So, lot of work should be done, change should come in the subconscious mind. If that is not done, that's why people will get deviated, go away, get away, or neglect, take it in a very simple, easy way. For many of those kind of people, this satsang and listening is only a kind of hobby. It's a kind of fashion of the day also. I'm not talking about everybody, but many it can be like that. As like hobby for somebody to keep on watch the TV or like that, my hobby, I go to satsang. But what is happening actually? Why you go? Do you take it as academic knowledge? One more feather added to your intellectual cap? If you think in that way, it won't work. That means you may take the food, how much food and what kind of food you have eaten, it doesn't matter, but how much it is assimilated. You imagine just from one end the food is going inside and again through the other end it is going out. You won't get energy unless it is assimilated. So assimilated food only give the energy. Unassimilated food won't give. Therefore, Adhyatma Gnana Nityatvam means now I must be very sincere. Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yogad Avaihi. So for that, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So Shravana means first hand information, knowledge. Then Mananam gives the conviction and Nididhyasanam gives the assimilation. This is the meaning of this last and the 20th point. This is Gnanam, Arjuna. Apart from all this, anything the person may have, that all comes under the Ajnanam. Then we have started the 13th shloka also. In that, now the fourth topic I will enumerate to you. I will enumerate to you about the Gneyam. You ask and know. About what I have to know? Which is the thing worthy to be known, should be known, that I will tell you in detail, very clearly. I will see that you should understand, you should grasp it. And not only that, I will tell you the benefit of that now itself. Because, so always we must maintain the customer. That's why every stotram, every shastra, everywhere keep on tell about the phalashruti, tattvajnanardha darshanam. So Bhagavan here, to create interest in Arjuna's mind, telling about, by knowing this, what will happen? You will become, you will attain immortality. Amrutam ashnute, immortality. Now we have to discuss about this shloka. Last class just I introduced. Prakarshanena vakshami, pravakshami, very clearly I will tell, very exhaustively I will tell. I will see that you should understand also, that is my responsibility. Amritam. Mritam, death. Amritam. You will attain the deathless state. We know already, whenever Vedanta talks about deathless state, means about not the body. Body definitely will die, one day or other. But you will know, you will discover that essentially you are deathless. Naturally, you are birthless. That's why you are deathless. Shankara writes here in Bhashyam, you never die again. gives more confusion. You never die again. Why he says like that? First of all, you have no, now it's, death is not there for you at any time. Being you never born, you are always there. But what is the meaning of this Amrutamashnute? You will become immortal. Please be alert. We have only death fear. None of us are not having the death experience. You recollect anyway. Even birth experience also you don't have. You didn't remember. If they show the photo, then you will believe it. In some places nowadays they will take a photo as soon as the baby delivery. Even delivery time also they will take photo in Western, but not in our country. So you will believe that. How you know that you are that child? Any child photo. Anyhow, we have no experience of the birth. You have no experience of the death. That itself, not that because it is not there in my memory. If it is there in your memory, somewhere, sometime you must feel it. Because I never born, I never die. Therefore, I don't know about it. I cannot know it. But what is the problem? Fear of death. Fear of death. Otherwise, death is happening every second in this phenomenal world, in your body, in your personality. The death is happening constantly. What is happening here, if anybody asks, you can funnily say, here death is happening. They will consider you as the mad. But it is true. So you must take about the death in such a funny way, in a playful way. That is what in Saddarshanam also we are going to see the introductory story about Bhagavan also. Scriptures bring about the topic of the death wantedly to us from the Kathopanishad Nachiketa onwards. Encounter with the death. So, fear of death only. Now, the phalam is you will be free from your old age and the disease and the death fear. If you are able to achieve that now and here in this body, with this body, you are Jivan Mukta. That is called moksha. When it will happen, when that I can claim like that, unless I gain the complete thorough knowledge about my Nijaswarupa, not otherwise. So therefore, that is the benefit. No posthumous something. Bhagavan Shri Krishna telling, Amrutamashnute. Now, from the second line onwards, Bhagavan enumerating so many up to the 19th shloka, almost the last but one, 19th shloka, about the Brahma Lakshanani. How can I explain to you about the Brahman? Only in this way. Upanishad, any Shastra, anywhere, the Brahma, about the Brahman, if at all I am going to speak to you, any Guru to any Sishya, only these words has to be used. But these are not just words, they carry a lots of meaning. The entire Upanishad's essence, Bhagavan going to say in coming words, slokas, which are many of those words we are often heard. But let us again once more ponder on them. Let us see how much depth we can see those words. Therefore, they looks a little bit dry because pure Vedanta has to be brought out. Therefore, here Pravakshami means without any joke and any story in between, I am going to tell to you. Prakarshanena Vakshami. Of course, we will add examples at least, if not the jokes. Okay, let us see word by word. And another meaning of Pravakshami, I am going to explain to you Nirupadhika Brahma and Saupadhika Brahma. Both I will talk. What you have to know in this world? Shastra says, Vedanta, you must know about the Brahman, the Absolute, that Param Brahma. Bhagavan using the words in second line, Param Brahma. That is the topic. About what you have to know? About Param Brahma. Brahma. Brahma word also is very familiar to us, which is the absolute. That is the truth. Consciousness, Chaitanyam, existence, consciousness and bliss, Brahman. That Brahman, Vedanta tells that you must know about that Brahman is. I will explain what Bhagavan saying that words together, but let us go in this way. This Brahman is Sat, means existence, and this Brahman is Chit, consciousness, that means Gnanam. Chit means Gnanam. Automatically Anandam will be added later. Now here in this beginning, Bhagavan Krishna is going to talk about the Sat, the existence. Brahman itself means his existence. Isness is Brahman. Whenever we keep on talking about this isness is Brahman, we will become so uneasy. That conjunction in the English, how it can become Brahman? But in fact, that is word is very, very easy for a teacher to explain instead of even Tamil or any other language. Because we very often use that. Let us see what it is. Existence, isness. Now, when we talk about this existence, isness, we have to remember, recollect otherwise, the 5 principles which we have discussed before. This existence is, I will explain to you with an example. You are seeing in my hand, what is this? Flower is in my hand. Flower is in my hand. Now, flower is. The isness in this flower is not a product or a part. It is not a part or product or any derivation or visheshanam of this. It is not part, it is not a product. Then the isness, existence, an independent entity pervading the flower, but you are seeing only the flower. I am just telling like this, pervading the flower. You will understand by ending of this topic. And lending the existence to this flower. So point 1 is existence is not a part or the product or the any adjective of this flower. It is an independent entity which is pervading the entire flower and lending the existence to the flower. The next point, this existence is not limited by the boundaries of this flower alone. That existence is still all pervading everywhere. So not limited by the boundaries of this flower alone. Next, fourth point. This existence, even after the flower get destroyed, it continues to exist because it is existence. Existence continues to exist. But the problem, the fifth point, after the destruction of the flower, the continuing existence cannot be perceived. This is the important point. After the destruction of the flower, the continuing existence cannot be perceived because the all-pervading existence cannot be perceived by any sense organ. Any sense organ, including mind. Therefore, difficulty in recognizing the existence. Then what to do? How to understand, how to recognize? Now, I continue with this example. You said, generally flower is. I am saying that even after the flower destroyed, the existence continues. How? My dear, first of all, this is something you are seeing red color and all that. You call it as a flower. You named it. You named it. But really, the flower is existing by itself. It is a combination of some parts. Combination of some parts. How come? Here there is a lower green color stem. Now I will remove that. Some name is there in English, botany. Leave it. Green down stem. Now, green stem is existing. Same way, this upper stem, another they name it. This also I will pluck it. Now, this upper stem with the pollen grains and all that is exist. But still something is here. Here petal. This is called petal. Petal number 1. This is also petal 2, 3, 4 and 5 petals. So, which you are calling as a flower is a combination of bhelpuri of lower green stem, middle red tall stem and 5 petals and all that connected to this center hub, another small piece. Now, this hub piece is existing, this flower is existing and that middle stem long is existing and this green also existing. Everything is existing. This combination all you brought and saying that it is a flower. Now, which is the true flower in this? You are unnecessarily destroyed the flower, sir. I am not destroyed. I offered this to the Brahman. I offered it to the Brahman. If at all the flower thinks little bit, it will feel so happy. It will feel happy because that also got moksha. Now further you have to go for, okay sir, everything you spoiled. You are keeping something small thing, but I think it is not visible much. That is there, no? This is also is. It is. Suppose if I crush this fully into paste like, now what I call paste exists. Now I throw that paste into the mud. That gets merged into the mud. Then what is there? Mud exists. This merged in the mud. Mud exists. And that mud, I mix in the water. Mud disappears, water exists. And that water I will pour in the fire, water disappears, fire exists. Is there now? You will tell, fire is. Fire is. Fire I will merge into the air. What is that? Air exists. Air I will merge in the space. Space exists. Space is known by whom? By mind. My mind. Okay, we will merge the space in the mind. Mind is merged in the intellect, buddhi. Intellect is. What is the common word is coming? Easiness, easiness, easiness is continuing. But here some changes you are seeing. Finally, that intellect is also known by, recognized by, illumined by me. Me. I exist. This is one way of thinking. Now that I exist as infinite. That I is not small. That existence, that I is not small. It is infinite. How? Now come to the second example to understand. This much I spent and created a story and showed to you, but still that you are saying ease. What is that easiness? I am not able to perceive. I told you in the 5 points, if any that object is not there, you cannot see that easiness of the flower or petal or anything, but we deciphered and came up to you. So you are the existence principle. Therefore, everything is exist in me. Never think that I am in the Jagat or world, the world is in me. Which me? The existence principle, Brahman me. If this thinking is not done, I am in this world, in this house, in this body, limited, finite. You yourself making yourself finite. Then you complain. But you are infinite. Now, to understand more clearly this, let us take why I am not able to see after explaining all this. Okay, Swami, I understood Brahman is existence, and you are telling that I am the Brahman, so I am also principle of existence. Then also the student will ask the question, how can I experience that Brahman? See the tragedy. How can I experience that Brahman? Because still he didn't come out of this senses, perception and nama rupa. Then Guru has to take up some other methodology to explain to him. You want to experience the Brahman? Yes, I know about the Brahman, but I am not able to perceive. How can I perceive the Brahman? Whatever I am talking, all is in these words, another 1 or 2 slokas. So I am completing the analogy and then we'll see the words. Easy for us. Okay. I will give you a very simple example which you are interacting and living all the time with it. What is that? Space. You are always in the space. Even if you take this body, you are there moving. You are always in the space. But can you really able to perceive the space? Think very, very sukshmataya. I am asking 24 hours, even in sleep, you are in the space, with the space. But are you able to grasp or perceive the space with any of your sense organ? Eyes are not able to see the space. You know what you are seeing? You are seeing the object which is there in the space. You say this hall, you constructed the walls and made a hall and saying hall space is more bigger in my house and my bedroom space is smaller. Like that only you are telling. Because of this measurement you are telling using the word space, but you never know and have any perception about the space. I am asking straight away, your eyes are seeing the space? You never observe. In between you and me, there is a space. Have you ever concentrated and tried to see that space? Have you thought of that? Never. Not only eyes. The space is told as the tanmatra, that sound principle. Because of that space only the sound ears are able to hear. But your ears also cannot try to hear and know the space. Your nose cannot smell the space. Your tongue cannot taste the space. Your hands cannot touch and feel the space. But you are always in the space because it is unchanging and all pervading. Instead of trying to recognize and at least understanding that, you are looking at the objects which are there in the space. Same way, you are all pervading infinite existence, Brahman. Instead of recognizing and claiming that, you are seeing the objects are all real and I am in the world. Wrong. Change the thinking. Change your notion about it. Therefore, the space is very much all the time. Therefore, for a Vedantic student, the best and the nearest and the simplest example the teachers keep on give, meditate on the space. By closing the eyes or by opening the eyes, keep more and more, because the maximum the qualities, attributes, whatever is there with the space, almost all of them are, we have to say like this, whatever the Brahman description, almost all those are there in the space, almost. But space is not Brahman. Space is not Brahman. So, in the same way as you are not able to, so this existence also, you cannot perceive with this, because the perceiver, you itself is the called existence. You are there, I am there. Take your own example. My childhood is, childhood died. Youth is gone. Middle age is, middle age gone. Old age is. So continuously easiness is there, but those are all gone, dead. Then what is that ease is there? Yes, I am only. In that Papa photo, I am only. Now I am in the Tata photo also, I am only. How come Papa can become Tata? Who changed here? What a drastic difference change in the body. But I only, even in this the Tata form, 78 years, I only. How you are able to say confidently? Because I feel, I know. How? Because I exist. I was existed that time, I existed that time, I existed, now also existed. Then catch it. In this way, same, after death of this body also you will exist. You ever exist. You never become a non-existent. So try to understand with this example. Now third example. Still, why so many examples? Because grasping, still my habitual thing, I want to grasp through my senses. If I go to Ayodhya, I will see the existence. If I go to Kailas, I will see the existence. If I go to local Kailas or Real Kailas. Real Kailas nobody has not seen. In only story it is mentioned. Or in Vaikuntha, if I go, I can see the existence. So that kind of thinking continue when Vedanta, after hearing also. That's why the Guru has to struggle as many as examples and bringing the attention of the. By the time first example, second example, the student will drowse off and went to the sleep. They goes because subject is tough. Tough in sense because with this gross mind, that's why 20 qualities are required. If you are just coming like that, nothing enters. Whenever you find difficult, then mind says, better shut off, close the eyes and sleep sometime. Nidra, alasya, pramada are the greatest obstacles. Anyhow, teacher says another example. Because when we talked about the Akasha, let us talk about the Prakasha also. Prakasha also. Flower example is gross. Something to make you to understand, like for child to say. Akasha example is subtler. Prakasha is still subtler. What about the Prakasha? Now I am showing you two clips. You are all seeing. Okay. The color of the clip, size of the clip, everything you see. In my left hand, in my right hand. Now I am asking you, are you able to see the light, Prakasham, 2 inches, 4 inches above this clip? Here, are you able to see the light? No. My question is, above this clip, 4 or 5 inches above, are you seeing the light? No. Now you are seeing, you say, I am seeing clip. Hey, my dear, you are seeing the clip means because of light only. If light has fallen on the clip you are seeing, if the clip is not there, do you say that light is not there? You can't say. Light is there, but you are not perceiving. Same way, existence is. Don't question again how I perceive. Sukshmaya sukshma buddhi. Contemplate, Nididhyasana and understand. Or now itself understand. Take it. Take it once for all. Now I will extend this example little bit to say the scientific fact of it. Why the light is not, I am not able to see if it is there. I am not asking about that light. If you see that light, the light which is coming from this tube light and this light is all pervaded now. It is all pervaded everywhere. But if those objects are not there in between, why you are not able to see? Because eyes can't see. What eyes can't see? If this astronaut goes in the space more up and to the certain distance of above the gravitational force and all that, what science says? There is pitch darkness. There is pitch darkness. Even it is a daytime. There is no meaning for day and night because sun is always there when you go above the earth. Because we are not in any continent. Then why the sunlight is not perceived? Because the real light can be seen and recognized by the eyes only when there is some object. In between, because of it is a pure atmosphere, even there is no dust particles, where the light will fall and reflect. So unfallen, unreflected light cannot be seen as light. It is pitch darkness, eyes are there, but eyes cannot recognize. Even the eyes can't see the darkness in fact. Eyes can see only through the light, when there is light. In the same way, the Sat is all pervading. Therefore, don't search to find out through the sense organs or any way, as like the darkness is not able to, light is not able to perceive. Even here itself you are not able to perceive. But easiness is everywhere. To say simply, anything. Now, if I open the eye, form is there. Okay, I close the eyes. Sound is there. I close the eyes and no sound. And the neighbor's house, masala dosha, smell dosha is there. I touch something, softness, something is, soft thing is there, is. So, through any sense organ, anything you are experiencing the easiness only. Therefore, what is the conclusion? Everything is in Brahman. Nothing is out of the Brahman. If anything is out of the Brahman, means out of the existence, it becomes a non-existence. And this existence we said all pervading. So nothing can be out of this existence. If at all you say that becomes a non-existence. Therefore, existence is Brahman. Now, the same 5 points which I have told, we have to apply to the consciousness chit also. Now, keeping this much research and analysis in the mind, Bhagavan says here, one by one second, Anadimat. This Param Brahma, the Param word is, there is nothing to talk beyond this. There is nothing there beyond this to know. That's why Param, supreme, absolute Brahma, Brihatmatvat Brahma. Another meaning for Brahma, in which everything exists, that is called Brahma. Brahmati iti. Keeps everything in it. And this existence, Brahma, Anadimat, beginningless, beginningless. And we cannot say about this Brahman either it is Sat or Asat. This is a contradictory. Na Sat Uchyate, na Asat Uchyate. In this context here, the Sat Asat means you cannot say Brahman is the product, Karyam. You cannot say the Brahman is the cause, Karanam. Why, sir? In Mundakopanishad and some other places you told that Eka Karanam Brahma. Sadeka Karanam Karanantara Nirasa Karanam. Viveka Chudamani. Okay, we said that time, but later on we explained to you also Sadasad Vilakshanam. So here when we talk about the Sat, we should not take the Sat which I have discussed for now 40 minutes, I think. Here Sat means manifested karyam, product, or any manifestation cause, effect will come only from the cause. So can we say this Brahman is cause or as effect? No. Sadasad vilakshanam. Why? What is the reason? Karya Karana Sambandham can be talked only in the relative phenomenal changing world. Karanam itself is appearing as the Karyam. We told many times. That means what? Karanam has got modification. Vikaram came in the Karanam. So that Savikara Karanam, how it can become a Brahman? Brahman Nirvikaram. This Karyam again, these Karya Karana, these statuses are keep on changing. Once which is Karanam, then the product came effect. Now this from this effect becomes the Karanam, another effect comes. So Karya Karanam, this entanglement is only leads to the Anavastha Dosham, infinite regression it is called. That means I born to my parents born to my grandparents born to the grandparent. How much you can say like that? Where it will end? Infinite regression, that is called Anavastha Dosham. Therefore, this kind of Karanam becoming a effect and effect becoming a Karanam, these keep on changing. Both are Savikaram. Therefore, pure existence, Brahman, now that word I am using, so far I have not used. Pure existence, you have to say. Karya Karana Vilakshanam na sat uchyate na asad uchyate. What is this pure? When I talked so much that examples, you say that I am not able to perceive the Sat. You are talking, you are trying to explain. The pure Sat cannot be perceived by any instrument. As like because space is very pure among the 5 Panchamahabhutas, that's why you are not able. What is the meaning of pure? So many, hereafter the explanation will come. Whenever you say it is pure and subtle, it must be all pervading and it must be untouched, asangaha. Now these are all going to be explained for Brahman also. All are existing in the space. Again you have to think of that. But nothing happening to the space. But without space, these things can appear, can exist, including volcano, tsunami, earthquake, fire, atom bomb, anything may happen, nothing happened to the space. So far, anybody, anywhere, from the timeless rishis, anybody talked and complained and told about the space, something happened to the space. There, the space becomes so, thin. Space become there hollow, space bloating. You can't say, nothing happening. But you know for certain, everything is existing in the space. But the question is, that space is known to me, by me. If I am not there and say how the space can exist. So to say that space exists, I should exist. Naturally, I am much, much, much bigger, greater, subtler than the space. That's why there are so many prayers for all the other four Mahabhutas, but there is no prayer for space. You find out, so far we have studied so many prayers. We have Agnimi Ide Purohitam. The Rigvedam starts with that. Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Prayer is there. Prudhivi, Jalam. In fact, for Prudhivi and Jalam, Agni, hundreds and hundreds of prayers in the Veda mantras are all talks about that. Some Vayu also, because becoming subtler and subtler. Now for space, they do Namaskara to sun only. They cannot talk about the space. They can do the Namaskaras to the Ashta Dik, east, south, west, each direction as presided by the deity. And this is all again superimpositions. Come back, drop all the superimpositions. Therefore, this shloka Bhagavan concluded like that, and then Shankara's bhashyam goes bigger here because lot of questions are raised. I am not taking them, but the points mentioned there. Jatidaha, Kriyataha, Gunataha, Sambandataha, Brahma away. How come? Nirgunam, Nishkalam, Nishkriyam, Nissangam. But here everything is dependent on these four. Everything is Jatidha, Kriyadaha, Gunadaha, Sambandadaha. And next shloka, still you have the problem of how I will perceive, how I will perceive. One day at least show me, sir. Make me to understand, sir. Sarvatah panipadam tat.
Sarvatah panipadam tat.
Sarvatokshishiro mukham.
Sarvatokshishiro mukham.
Sarvatah shrutimaloke.
Sarvatah shrutimaloke.
Sarvamavritya tishtati.
Sarvamavritya tishtati.
Don't become disgusted. I will tell you simply. Why you are worrying, I am not able to perceive the Brahman or the existence? Whenever you are awake, you are seeing the Brahman only. Because in sleep, we don't know anything, we say. You are asking question in the waking state only. Whenever you are awake, you are seeing the Brahman only. Especially no need to how that existence Brahman is expressing Sarvataha Panipadam. Whatever the hands and the legs are, you are seeing here in this world, including your hands. Now you have to be very careful. You have to be ready to sacrifice. What Krishna is telling, you are saying, my hand. So nice. Hands are not yours. They belong to the Brahman existence. Because existence, hands are, hand is. Isness belongs to Brahman. Where is this belongs to me? Who are you? Where from you have come? Where is the existence of you feeling separate? That's why, the Jiva Bhava. If this is understood, automatically the Ahankara, Amanitvam, Dambhitvam, Manitvam, all will go away. So whatever you see, the millions and trillions of these hands are all existed, That existence is Brahman. Sarvataha pani padam tat. Sarvataha akshihi, eyes, shiraha, and the mukham. And sarvataha shrutimat, through all the years, sound exists for you, for you. If that particular body disintegrated, sound not existed to that particular body, but sound exists. Fire exists. In this body, five Panchamubhatas disintegrated, body becomes so chill when dead. Fire gone. Everything disintegrated. Therefore, you say that fire dead totally? No. Here it is not expressing, that's all. So, Shrutimat, all the years, Loke, whatever Loka you say, everything. Sarvam avrutya tishtati. So this Brahman, all pervading, sarvam avrutya. Therefore, never search, never worry where I will see, when I will see. Every existence, whatever is existing, that is Brahman. But that may not exist in this form after some time, but it exists in another form. For that only I showed these examples of deciphering. It exists, no? Exists either in this or other form. But all that finally exists where? Sarva avrutya tishtati. Who? This Brahman. But still, we are keeping the Brahman outside only. Being already we studied the Vedanta Upanishads many, finally it is going to come, you are that. You are that. To say that only, Chandogya Upanishad, 6th chapter. But Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asit, which we talked for more than 45 minutes, the Sat, that alone. Beginning, now every. How many experiments? 9 experiments showed. Then keep on Tat Tvam Asi. So like this, many more shlokas. To conclude here, I will say one word and stop. What Bhagavan Krishna is going to do from next shloka onwards, or from here onwards, is following the method of Adhyaropa and Apavada. Superimposition and negation. Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam Nishprapanchaha Yat Prapanchate. This is Shankara's statement in somewhere. What is the meaning? Adhyaropa Apavada, this methodology. Through this, Nishprapancham, that absolute, where there is no any kind of word or attribute or anything, Nishprapancham is Prapanchate. It is showed to you. That means what? Making the seeker to understand the unknown, unperceivable thing through the known. That is, showing and telling about the known and revealing and making the seeker, sadhaka, to understand the unperceivable, but right now, up to now, unknown. But after he understands, he knows. He knows. This is the method in coming other 3-4 shlokas also. We'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.